Hello and welcome back to the College Stick. I am Bree. This is Ben. Glad you could join us again. Lots of news to catch up on, so let's get to it. Ben? Ben? So, what's
Oh,
going on?
sorry. I was just thinking about Lily.
You want to tell everyone what happened to Lily?
Yeah, so as most of you know, in week 9, Lily Smith injured herself during floor warm-ups. And we just found out this week that she has a broken foot and she is out for the season.
I know, but she is a junior, so we have more time with her.
That's true.
What's going to help you get over this?
I know. I'll go back and watch her Red Bull video.
All right, that's fun. Should we
And
put it for everyone else to see?
yeah, we'll put a link in the description.
Love
There
it.
we go.
Now we can move on.
Now I'm feeling better.
All right. Well, let's go over the scores then.
All right, the scores for this week. Let's see. Oklahoma, Arkansas. That was a pretty good
You
meet.
know, senior night in Arkansas. Actually, it was senior night throughout some of the meets last week and this week. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I thought I saw more old people in the crowd. That's nice that they have an outreach program like that.
You're ridiculous. Anyway, Arkansas breaks the SEC attendance record with 15,512 attendance. Packing the palace is what they called it.
Yeah, that is awesome. Great for the sport. Love to see
You
it.
want me to take you to senior night sometime?
Yeah. You could definitely take me to senior night. I'll get in for free. Uh, Lily Peterson was out sick this meet though.
Oh man, I know. And
That
she's
was
such a rock star leading off on all the events, and she was missed for sure.
yeah, sad not to see her there. Now Oklahoma, they didn't get a 198 again. However, with that win and the win later on in the weekend, they are now undefeated at home for 12 consecutive
I told you,
seasons.
KJ Kindler knows what she's doing. She scares the shit out of me, but she knows what she's doing.
That's a 96 home meet winning streak. That is insanity. That's got to be a record. I don't know for a fact, but that's got to be a
I
record.
would
That's
assume so, yeah.
incredible. What a streak. That's awesome. Good stuff. And how did I miss LSU versus Florida in my what to watch?
I cannot believe that. Luckily, we didn't miss watching it because it was one of the best meets I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that it was. It was fantastic. Both teams scored over a 198, and Florida scored the highest score in the NCAA this
The
season.
highest, which is crazy because of the bounce back that they had to do from 2 weeks ago with that bar rotation, remember?
Oh yeah. Talk about resilience. Holy cow, man, it was awesome. Alabama versus Kentucky. I noticed a lot of lineup changes in this one. Actually, I noticed a bunch of lineup changes throughout the weekend, really, and some of it was for senior night, right, to bring the seniors in. But other times it wasn't necessarily for that. So I'm not sure if the coaches are just trying something
Well,
new in
I
the
think
lineup.
it's the end of the postseason here. I think next week's week 10. Is that right?
11.
11. So there's 12 weeks in the regular season. So I'm assuming that they're trying different people in their lineups to get them ready for the postseason, especially in case something happens like with Lily, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I did notice in this meet that Alabama was a little off, though. Going into the meet, they were one of 12 teams to not count a fall. And then unfortunately, they had 2 falls on beam. So, yeah, kind of a bummer, but they still won. So, and then Georgia, Missouri. Georgia was down, I believe, 0.175 going into that final rotation, and they ended up winning by 0.325.
Hey, home field advantage, right? Floor last.
Doing it for Lily. Did we have any tens
You
this
know
week?
we did.
Oh,
We had
yeah.
Jordan Childs on the bars. She still needs her beam routine for her gym slam. And finally, my Selena got a 10 on beam. Yay. And she just needs her floor routine for her gym slam. Kaylin Shio did not get a 10 this weekend, but she just needs the bars for her gym slam. So we got 3 gym slam watches that, keep
Yeah.
your eyes out. So,
Come on, girls.
but other notables, there were so many. There were so many 9975s this weekend. that I was having dreams about 9975s. Khalees Wolford, CaMarah Williams, Ella Murphy, all of them on beam hitting 9975s. Jocelyn Robertson, 9975 on the floor. Anna Roberts, 9975 on the bars. I did throw a 995 in here because I thought it should have been higher. Tina Sumana Sakara from UCLA, really awesome routine. I didn't see any deductions, but we won't go into that. Kaliya Lincoln on the floor, and I think even on the vault as well. I mean, that's a whole other thing. I'm gonna get into the LSU Florida meet after the all arounders, but there's a lot to talk about there.
A lot to unpack. For the all arounders, we had Addison Feda twice this weekend.
She's
And so
incredible.
now she's got seven this season as a sophomore. Awesome. Selena with her 10 ended up winning the all around in the Florida LSU meet. So that was awesome. And then UCLA, Jordan Childs, her 8th of the season. And then we threw Kentucky in there because they did play a top 10 team. Delaney got another one. So good for her. No all around gymnasts competed in the Georgia, Missouri, or Michigan Clemson meet, unfortunately. So those are our all around winners from the top 10. Do we have, or do you have, any bitches, gripes, and complaints this week?
I always do.
My favorite part of the
All
show.
right, so let's talk about the LSU Florida meet. I've seen a lot of complaints on social media about this. 9975s all over the place. I don't understand why there were just a few particular judges that were stingy about giving out tens. And here's why it concerns me. One judge saw a perfect routine, and the other judge saw 0.5 to take off. What?
0.05.
Oh,
yeah.
what did I just say?
0.5. 0.05.
Either way, they
Yeah.
took off something that wasn't even. Did they make it up? And this is what we're talking about with where's the transparency with the scores? Why can't they use something like an iPad, mark their stuff in there, and show us on the scoreboard, hey, 0.05 was taken off because of a form break. Why is it a secret? Why?
I don't know.
And why are we still holding up those signs? We talked about that. Why aren't we using iPads? And me and Ben talked about this. You can go on about it, but
well, the technology's there, right? It's the year 2026. We're seeing instant replay being incorporated in collegiate and professional sports across the board, and it's like the NCAA just doesn't want to embrace it for women's gymnastics.
well, and a judge or a coach should be able to put an inquiry in and say, nope, I want a replay on that. That judge saw it was perfect. Tell me why this isn't a 10. Why can't we do that? Why where you said the technology's there, but we're not using it. Is this have to do with the same thing as last week with the cameras? The cameras were worse this week, by the way. Did y'all notice? I felt very validated. One of the cameras, I felt like I was in a fishbowl. Like where is the funding for women's sports? This also goes back to ISU. They had no funding for their program, yet they were losing money. I mean, girls were breaking their ankles because there was no trampolines in the pits. I mean, where is the funding for women's gymnastics, men's sports, football, basketball? Beautiful broadcast.
Yeah.
It's a shame, right?
It is. Yeah. It is.
Can I do one more? Can I do one more?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Madison
We got the
Ulrich.
time.
I love her. Jay Clark, we love you. But can you please put Madison Ulrich in more? I know you have a deep lineup. I got it.
They're stacked.
Super stacked. But Madison doesn't miss. She is so consistent, and you might put her in for one event. We watched her on Denver last year and the year before, and she's just super solid. I don't understand why she's not in more. But okay, that's it. That's all I got.
Well, and just to retouch on the technology thing and the iPad thing, the iPads, they can have like an a la carte menu where they're just selecting, okay, form break, 0.05 or whatever it is, stepped out of bounds, half a tenth. They could have that kind of stuff in there, and make it easier on the judges. I see them with pens and paper. I see them with these flippy signs and stuff. They could have the iPads tied into a scoreboard so they don't have to hold up these silly signs. They could have the iPads tied into the telecast so that we can get the scores a lot quicker on the telecast. Like we have to embrace the technology to make the sport better. So please, NCAA, make it better. Use the technology. They use Surface Pros in the NFL. Just give these judges some iPads.
Maybe
All
it should
right.
be Ben's bitches, gripes, and complaints next time.
Anyway, that was Ben's wish list there.
That's right. All right. Well, now let's do your segment of Ben's Corner. What is it this week?
I got a new one. Another new one. We're gonna go with the Celly of the week, and I think we both agreed on the winner.
We sure did.
Yeah, it was Lauren McPherson on the bars and the beam. She went full snow angel on us. It was awesome.
So funny. I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah, it was great. So please keep those Cellys coming because we're watching. But make sure you don't start the Celly until after you salute the judges.
It is a deduction if you Celly before you salute. It's 0.025 off. So keep that in mind. How about the rankings? Now, are we on the rankings?
Yeah, over to the rankings. With the biggest change was Florida and Alabama. We had a little switcheroo there. Again, because Florida came out with that crazy score. So we have Florida now number 3, Alabama number 4. And then for the individual gymnast, Kaylin Chio now rules the all around. So that's pretty sweet. No other changes though. Same teams rule the different events there. Nothing else changed over the weekend.
Nice. You want to do the college stick salute?
Who doesn't want to do the college stick?
Salute. Nice timing on that one.
Oh, good.
Who is it this week?
This week, we went with another coach. We went with Shannon Welker.
Did you see that save?
That was incredible. No. We'll sit there, we'll watch gymnastics, and I'll see the coaches during these bar routines. And, they're always back there. And I'm always like, what are they doing? What are they doing there? They just trying to get on camera. They're not going to catch the athlete. There's no way. And then Shannon proved me wrong. I'll never complain about that again.
It's great. We love Shannon because another reason he's on one of our favorites is because he's so appropriate with the girls. He doesn't insist on giving them a hug after every single thing they do, after every routine. If anything, he puts an arm around their shoulder, talks to them, and that's it. It's usually a high five. There's a fine line between appropriate and non-appropriate sometimes. And he's just a true professional. We really like him.
Yeah, he is. And look at what he's done to that program. I mean, we went to the finals last year, and lo and behold, there's Missouri. Like, he's just really done some incredible things for that program. So
he's awesome.
All right.
Thank you, Shannon. We salute you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, don't forget it. There you go. Awesome. And now on to what to watch next week. Hopefully I don't dork it up this week. It's going to be number 2 LSU versus number 8 Arkansas. So that ought to be a pretty good one to watch. And then number 4 now Alabama versus number 6 Georgia. That also should probably be a pretty good meet to watch. And hopefully they can pull one out for Lily again.
That's right. So what we're winding down now. So not as much going on, but that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Yep. See ya.